What's up, y'all? It is Berto. How are y'all doing on today? Trump is out on today. That shit. What's up, y'all? It is Berto. I hope y'all are doing well. Thank you for the massive support with these last 3 videos that I dropped. Just to give a little bit of behind the scenes, I recorded those videos back to back on the same day. Because I was feeling a certain type of way and I was just like, nah, I'm gonna be productive. So I went crazy, boom, 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 boom. You feel what I'm saying? Tight shit. Damn, my fault, y'all. Am I weird? Am I, Chad, am I a loser? Chad, am I weird? Am I borderline weird? I hope y'all didn't, I hope the camera didn't get the smoke. I have a humidifier right next to my camera. Don't ask me why. My room don't stink. I'm not, you know what I'm saying, type shit. I just have it on because I like having it on. It sounds nice.
Know something, man. I'm a macho nigga now, man.
Anyways, though, all right, so today I kind of wanted to talk about something that I kind of been realizing, or at least I've been peeping the patterns throughout my life, which is old messages, new lessons. Write that down. Get your notebook out. We're gonna start writing. Word of bro. It's a tutorial. Tight shit.
What is that look like on Mario Kart? That's smell like fire. Man, music, he money art. Just took my dick while we part. B-Wood, Spark, I know.
All right, so y'all probably wondering, Berto, what do you mean by old messages, new lessons, right? What I mean by that is old messages, I literally mean messages, like text messages, bro. You know how sometimes you'll go through a breakup, you'll read the messages, right? Whatever, right? Or you stop interacting with a friend, you're reading all messages, you know what I'm saying? Like that type of, like, that's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about reading old messages, right? But what I mean by this specifically when it comes to the new lessons part is being able to read those messages and adapt and evolve from those messages if you feel what I'm putting down. And if you don't feel what I'm putting down, you're gonna feel what I'm putting down by the end of this video. Hello! So I'm gonna bring up about 2 examples from what I mean by this, right? Personal examples. I'm not name dropping, so don't worry, y'all safe. And also it's none of your business. As I was cleaning out my phone, getting some stuff out of my phone because of storage reasons and things like that, whatever the case may be, right? I stumbled upon this certain thing on my calendar, which was somebody's birthday who I haven't spoken to in maybe 2 years now. And I was like, I wonder how they're doing. And I wonder how we were when, like, this was like 2 years ago. So I was, let's say like 18, 17, something like that. I think I was 17. And due to me being 17, that means I wasn't emotionally mature yet, or at least not as much as I am right now, and not as aware of everything that I am aware of right now. You feel what I'm saying? So when it came to reading those messages, I was like, damn, like, yo, Berto, you're a fucking loser. Like I swear to God, like, I was just like, bro, Berto, you're a fucking lame, bro. Holy shit. Berto, holy fuck, you're lame, bro. What the fuck? Dude, lock in. Because it was like messages where I'm like, dog, like the attitude and the behavior and the thought processing that I had was so, like, I wouldn't say childish because I mean I was 17, so it would make sense. But it was so like I understood why I had it, but I was just like, dog, like never again. Like, you know what I'm saying? And that's what I mean by new lessons. I'm learning and I'm looking at those messages as a chip on my shoulder, like never again will I ever act like that again. Never will I think like that again. Never will I speak like that again. I'm gonna lock in and really do what I wanna do. Not saying I was an asshole or nothing like that, but I was so avoidant. That's what it was. Berto Lore, I was hella avoidant of talking about my feelings and things like that. And when it came to comforting people, I wasn't the best at it. However, I did try. But when reading it, I'm just like, dog, like this is actual like dog water attempts, bro. Like, what are you doing? You know what I'm saying? And it's certain things like that when I'm reading those old messages that make me just want to level up. You know what I'm saying? Like evolve and become better. You know what I'm saying? Become this big hunk of a man and
my best friend. What you fucked my
like, you feel what I'm saying, bro? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? And then, right, this other example that I want to bring up, this is an example from years ago. I was a sophomore in high school. So this was years ago. It was this one girl that I was talking to, right? Long distance, like friendship, things like that, right? And she was lucky feeling me. I was lucky feeling her, whatever the case may be, right? And I used to write a journal. This was my sophomore year going into, I believe, my junior year. Or this might have been my junior year, one of the two. I think it was my junior year, though. Pretty sure it was my junior year. I started writing like a little journal and shit like that, right? but I would make it in the perspective of like I'd have like my own like fake name. You feel what I'm saying? And just like describe everything and blah, 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 and just vent. You know what I'm saying? And just go crazy on the Google Doc, bro. I no longer have it. You know what I'm saying? Deleted it long ago. You feel what I'm saying? But I used to send it to her all the time because she would be so interested because like the way I was thinking was so different to what she knew because she was like older than me by like a year and a half, maybe 2. And she was so interested in the fact that like for my age at that time, I was so like open, like confident and emotionally comfortable and aware of myself. She thought that was interesting. And so I'm sending her, you know, new entry. And it got to a point where like we kind of like, I don't want to go too much into detail, but basically what ended up happening was we kind of stopped talking and she had written me like a whole letter, like on a Google Doc. She had typed out a whole letter and things like that. I think it's like 3 pages. And dog, the amount of times I've read that letter, bro, every year I read it, maybe 2 to 3 times, maybe even more. I have no idea. It's not like in a way in which I'm like, oh, I miss her so much. Holy Christ, come back to me. It's more so in a way in which like I wanted to keep reading it because of the fact that like with the earlier example and then this example, the timeline isn't too off. You feel what I'm saying? I think it's relatively maybe in the same year, maybe a year and a half apart. So I didn't like, obviously I changed, but it wasn't too much of a difference. Like, you feel what I'm saying? And so for me, reading that old letter, I was like, damn, like I'm getting an old piece of history of like myself because I like to think that every year I evolve, I adapt, and I'm somebody new. Fuck every year, every month, every week, every day. I'm becoming better and better and better to the point where 2 weeks ago, I don't even recognize myself, yo. Like, you feel what I'm saying? And I feel like I'm locked in. You know what I'm saying, bro? In that letter, there was a certain part, a certain sentence that really hit me hard. And it hits me hard every single time I read it. So I want to read it to y'all. I believe he is one of those people, the ones you write about, you tell your kids about, the ones that live in your memories. He is special more than he knows. That letter is 5 pages long. I said 3 earlier, it's 5 pages long. And reading that quote, even just now, it just like, it builds me up. Like, it's like, yo, bro, like, I'm really like no cringe shit, like no like alpha male shit, but like I'm really him, bro. Like, you feel what I'm saying, bro? Like, yeah, I'm really him. Like, where the bro? Nah, you're him, brother. Like, you feel what I'm saying, bro? Like, do I have too much energy? My fault, y'all. But yeah, it's reading that letter, reading the old text messages with this other person. It's things like that that makes me want to just become better and evolve. And I feel like it's important to kind of understand that. I feel like a lot of people, you know what I'm saying, when y'all go through old messages or old memories and things like that, y'all only kind of like miss the whole message of that whole era of your life and those messages and things like that. Because it comes to a point where you have to understand what was happening at that time was true for the time being. However, it is no longer true, so why cling on to it? Why not cling on to the lessons that you will learn by reflecting on this, you know what I'm saying, this era and these messages? You feel what I'm saying? And guess what? Those lessons learned are gonna be brand new skills added to your inventory. You feel what I'm saying? I think it's heavily important to be able to look through those old messages and be able to reflect, not in a way in which you criticize yourself and beat yourself up, but in a way in which like, how do I make sure I don't repeat this? One of the things in life that I really try to do is make sure I'm not a repeat offender. That sounds kind of crazy, but I don't repeat. I don't want to repeat the same mistakes that I repeated before because it never ends up changing the output. You feel what I'm saying? The results are always going to be the same. And guess what? I'm not trying to live my life in a loop, bro. No sirski. I'm not trying to live in a loop. You feel what I'm saying? No circle. You feel what I'm saying? Is that crazy? Was that a circle? I have no idea. Anyways though, right? I don't want to live in a circle. I don't want to live in a loop. So being able to read those messages and being able to use my self-awareness and my cognitive skills to be able to understand what I need to work on and what I need to do better at, bro, 100%, you are the blueprint to becoming better, bro. You are the blueprint. Read and understand yourself, bro. You know how people be like, go read a book or something. Go study something. Study yourself. Study your patterns. Do you like when you move when you want to move? Do you like when you don't move when you don't want to move? It's that core. You are the blueprint. You are that blueprint. Go and read yourself. Go study yourself. Go understand yourself. And I promise you that you will learn so much more, not only about yourself, but about this world in general and how people are, bro. You feel what I'm saying? Old messages bring new lessons if you allow it to, bro. Another thing too, with these old messages, when you read them, do not feel sorry for yourself. Do not feel any negative emotions, bro. Be logical, be in the middle ground, bro. Make sure you understand both sides. You feel what I'm saying? However, there are, you know what I'm saying, situations. There are situations in which the other person could be in the wrong, you know what I'm saying, and not you, or vice versa. And what I want you to do when you do notice those patterns or those types of conversations with those said individuals is that you look at it from a normal perspective, outside view, bird's eye view, third person perspective. Do not be biased. Do not be clinging towards a certain way. Do not do that. Because guess what, bro? You're gonna end up probably repeating those same mistakes. So let's say hypothetically, you're reading your old messages from like an ex or something like that. Reading those old messages, bro, will open your brain and your eyes to the next girl that you talk to. If you see a certain pattern, to the side. To the side. Because you learn. I pity the fool who don't learn, bro. If you don't learn, you're not gonna do anything productive with your life that you're gonna be proud of. You have to learn. Every day you learn something new, no matter how old you are. And it's important that you at least learn one more thing about yourself every single day. And guess what, bro? I've learned a lot about myself, word up, bro. And because of these old messages, it'll probably sometimes remind you like, yo, like I'm not a shitty person. You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes I feel like when we go through, let that be a breakup or losing a friend, like a friendship, or losing a loved one and things of that nature, like, you know what I'm saying, y'all no longer speak, you feel what I'm saying? I feel like we kind of make ourselves kind of feel like the assholes, or we feel like the dickheads because we didn't try hard enough. You tried because you tried, and you trying is enough. Stop thinking that you didn't try hard enough. You did what you needed to do when you needed to do it, and then keep it fucking pushing. So when you read these old messages, you're able to lock in and be like, you know what? Yeah, I did do that. You know what? I'm reading how I was speaking and things like that. I did what I could have when I could have, and I'm proud of that. The other person couldn't appreciate it. All right, bet, cool. You feel what I'm saying, bro? Reading old messages also help balance and lift up your idea of self-worth. It is so important, bro. Type shit, bro. You feel what I'm saying? Type shit. In conclusion, I just want to let y'all know that do not let old messages determine your future. Let these old messages be a lesson for the future. You feel what I'm saying? Don't let the old feelings and the old era become what shapes your new era and your, you know what I'm saying, new life in a bad way. Because I mean, thinking about it, you know what I'm saying, with my brain and using my cognitive skills.
I'm not your muddy, I'm not your twin, I'm not your bro, I'm not your friend. Fuck you, nigga.
Type shit. Anyways though, yeah, I hope y'all enjoyed this video. Keep true to yourself. Keep going. You are the blueprint to your life and how to get better. Study yourself, listen to yourself, read about yourself, and keep it pushing. And also, stop giving a flying fuck about these people that don't know you, bruh. Do that. Do that. I love y'all. Lock in for I tweak out and be you. I love y'all. Be safe. And as always, salute.